تفضلوا مشكورين.
At first, yeah, that's what I understood.
Yeah, but I need you to share the set with me. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين.
Merciful, peace be upon our Prophet and all his companions, His Excellency, Director of the UNESCO Office and Kuwait Development Bureau, and all the workers in the national committees, all the participants, peace be upon all of you. Recep is honored to welcome you in this occasion to start a new era that represents a good change and to have a link between the sustainable growth targets leading to life learning. Please, we are sorry. We'll wait a while. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, Recep is honored to welcome you in this morning with our planning to have a new change, having a qualitative change in education, and to link the sustainable growth of targets leading to life education. This program is after preparation of the education report from 15 to 20 to 2015 to 30 in order to evaluate our education and link it with Dakar Declaration. This achievement is a result of the actions of the international institutions having reports. The efforts have continued to have Muscat Declaration in Muscat and Sharm el-Sheikh Declaration in January 2015, and the forum held in South Korea in May 2015, which called for cooperation and coordination on both international and regional levels in order to have the framework after post 2015 till 2030 based on data collection and analysis on national, international and regional basis, and having practical objectives. This meeting is a chance to call the countries to review the new framework which was discussed in the international forum and the planning, the international education planning, and enabling the participants to have consultations on the sectoral indicators and national indicators, and describe putting them in the proper context according to the need of each country. In general, we can say that this seminar aims to planning the strengthening capacity to develop a regional monitoring and evaluation framework for the development of national efforts and coordination of monitoring and evaluation framework for education 2030 in the GCC and Yemen, and to develop systems that can transform the systems and educational indicators into frameworks for monitoring and evaluation and applying the methodology in the chosen countries for monitoring and evaluation of the framework of education. Accordingly, during these 3 days, we shall discuss reviewing the framework in order to also to monitor the indicators and mechanisms, and linking it to consultations with the technical consultation team to have national evaluation and adaptation of the indicators in light of priorities and national resources. This requires great efforts to deal with the National Vision 2030 and to present the objectives and suggest the recommendations for linking the consultations. At the time being, will exert all the efforts of our GCC countries to achievements in order to represent the real efforts of our governments. Wishing you good stay in your second homeland, UAE, to achieve this international and regional mission. Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody.
حضرتك دكتورة مها الأمين العام and colleagues from the Doha office and from headquarters. So welcome. I'm very pleased today to be here and to receive you together with Dr. Hilal to this joint organized workshop. As you know, this year the international community come together to agree on the next phase for education development through the 2030 and beyond. At the World Education Forum, governments and education partners reaffirm the vision and the political will to transform lives through education, recognizing the role of education as a main driver of development and in achieving the proposed Sustainable Development Goals. The renewed vision is reflected in the proposed SDG 4, which says ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and lifelong learning opportunities for all, and its corresponding targets. Within this framework and the framework of the CAP EFA for Planning Program for the GCC and for Yemen, we have 2 activities in support and as a follow-up of the World Education Forum. The first is in fact this meeting that is taking place in the next 3 days, and it will be followed on an activities at national level in one of the selected countries to apply the proposed monitoring and evaluation framework in a specific country context. Over the course of the next 3 days, participating countries are invited to review the new framework for action presented at the World Education Forum to ascertain relevance and application of the global education goal and its associated targets and means of implementation within the context of this sub-region. Therefore, the specific objective of this meeting are, from one side, to review the framework and to propose targets and implementation strategies which are relevant to your countries, to review the proposed thematic indicators and monitoring mechanism of education as part of the process of consultation that the Technical Advisory Group is coordinating to get national level feedback on the proposed indicators, and we will definitely report back to the result of this meeting to the Technical Advisory Group, and also to initiate preparatory work to adapt the proposed thematic indicator for education at national level definition within national and subnational context and make relevant recommendations for specific national adaptation, noting national priority, resources, and also the capacity constraints. Review of the framework for action within the context of this sub-region is really critical. During the discussion over the next days, you are all invited to provide, of course, your comments on the modality of implementation of the framework, the coordination challenges, partnership, financing requirement. This meeting, thus, for us, it serves as a platform consultations to assess the capacity development and the needs at country level, and also to make sure that we can actually support you in the overall process. So the overall exercise should be guided by three principles. The first one is partnership. To achieve the education vision for 2030, we will need a comprehensive partnership to implement these policies. National ownership. The country will demonstrate sustained commitment that will endure beyond 2030. While the World Education Forum provides a spark, the country will sustain the efforts at the national level. So that's what we hope it's coming up of this meeting. And the third pillar is capacity. We need to assure that we have the institutional commitment, but also the human capacity to meet our objectives. And we are also there to support, to develop this capacity if there is a need. The inputs for the 3 days, as I said before, will inform the work of the technical advisory group that is responsible for finalizing the thematic education indicators. UNESCO is also organizing a high-level meeting together with the World Education Forum convening agencies, which is UNICEF, the World Bank, UNFPA, UNDP, UN Women, and UNHCR. And this meeting will take place, as you probably know, during the General Conference in headquarters on the 4th of November. And the General Conference will adopt and launch Education 2030 Framework for Action. The meeting, of course, and probably your countries have already received the invitations to the high-level representative and, of course, ministers of your government, heads of international agency, representative of multi and bilateral organization and civil society. We also expect that the key messages coming out of this meeting will be carried out at this ministerial meeting back in Paris. So that's why it's very important, and I think is one of these exercises that is coming up of this region, and I would say that compared to many other sides of the world, we are much more advanced in taking over the implementation of these thematic education indicators. So it's very important that your recommendation, that you come up with a recommendation that we can mainstream during this meeting in Paris. Again, I would like to welcome all of you, and I know we have a few more colleagues and also participants to come and to join us today or early tomorrow morning. And of course, I would like to thank you, Mahra, again for being always, I would say, an incredible host and for giving us the possibility to meet all together in these premises. Thank you very much.
At the beginning, I'd like to apologize to Mr. Dr. Abdel Salam from the Arabic Bureau, who is the partner, because I didn't mention them in the welcome speech because they are the first bureau supporting us, and I welcome the Director General of the Educational Bureau in Kingdom of the Saudi Arabia. We are honored to have him with us in this seminar, hoping his attendance will be repeated to have common or joint programs for the benefit of all the GCC countries in the field of quality education, which are very important for the success of any educational system. Thank you very much. Now we'll move to the second hall to continue the activities of our seminar. You are welcome.